Yeah. Wait for me.
I guess like the first exposure I had to music was growing up. We had a piano and my dad would play the piano every night.
When I was 4, my mom signed me up for piano lessons, and I think that really set the ground for my music and what it means to me today.
When I saw my brother had a band, a rock band, they performed at a local Relay for Life charity thing. So after seeing that, I wanted to start a band of my own, so I picked up guitar.
Yeah, I started playing the saxophone in 5th grade, and from there I played all the way up until sophomore year.
Freshman year, I put up some flyers to start a band. I was just looking for anyone really who wanted to, hang out, play some music.
So then it was sophomore year, and we wanted to try out for the high school talent show again. So we got together with one of our friends who we didn't really know sung.
I saw a post on Facebook. I think it was the first day of winter break, and it was, I don't remember what exactly it said, but it was like, looking for a male singer, can you sing this? Gold on the Ceiling by Black Keys.
And he didn't know that he sung?
I'm not gonna pretend like I was the first person texted. I think like multiple people were asked to be in this band, and so eventually I was contacted and they asked, like, well, not they, but they asked, can you sing this, please? They sounded very desperate. And it took a lot of courage to actually like sing in the microphone, which, I mean, it sounds really stupid, but like, I mean, there's a fear about that. There are little things that people get nervous about. And then I told them up front that I'm not going to sing variety show. I can't. I just don't think I could. And so they all kind of just said, well, you can. And so we kind of went along with the thing that well, in my mind it was, I'm not going to sing this on stage.
So after a lot of our friends told us that they enjoyed seeing us at the talent show at our high school, we decided to enter the Naperville Battle of the Bands.
Jackson was playing guitar in 2 bands, and after, I guess, sophomore year, it became pretty apparent that his other band was much more successful than like the band that we had made freshman year. So after that kind of fell apart, I was left with pretty much without a band, and they still needed a bassist, so they kind of asked me to come aboard, and yeah, I've been playing with them ever since.
The Battle of the Bands in Naperville was amazing because it was a Nequa suite, and we were 3rd place, but it was just the sense that Naperville has so many talented people that we can like win our own Battle of the Bands.
That's the first show that I played with them as a band. And then after that, we were able to get, we got 3rd place at the Battle of the Bands, and it was like top 3 bands got extra gigs.
Battle of the Bands ended up actually going really well. We got 3rd place, which gave us the opportunity to play at a local event called Rolling on the River.
It was just a fantastic experience, especially like that first moment on the stage and into where we are now.
I guess every weekend or like every Friday night or whatever, they have local musicians come and play on the Riverwalk. So placing 3rd at Battle of the Bands got us a gig there one of the Friday nights, I think it was.
We got together, we had to learn a 45-minute set of music, which that's the first time that we've had to do that before. So that was really the moment when we started to like really get together as a band.
I think that was the greatest. Exposure's the wrong word, because that makes us sound, oh, we're amazing. But exposure in the sense that there are people walking by us and they're listening to music, and just the way that the Friday night in Naperville, downtown Naperville, the sun is setting, like, you're listening to music, you're playing music, there's a picnic going on next to us.
Rolling on the River also gave us a new opportunity, because people liked us there, when a local band promoter who we had heard of through a few of the other bands that are in Naperville, he heard us at both Battle of the Bands and Rolling on the River and talked to us about playing a show for him.
And he was able to get us gigs, in St. Charles, here in Naperville, Plainfield, all over the place. And that really opened the door for us as far as aspiring musicians go.
Or like as high school students, it's not easy to get people out to come see your shows, especially when they have to, drive out like half an hour and then they have to pay, whatever it is, $7. to come like watch a band that is by no means professional, but you know it's slow, but it's progress. You know, we get, you know, new fans sometimes.
Overall, through the gigs, I think we've met a lot of interesting people. There are tons of other bands in the area, both younger and older, and it shows how music all kind of like ties us together.
Some have been better than others, of course. We did one with a group of metal bands where I got to admit we were pretty intimidated going into. We thought we might move with less appendages.
Oh, I remember. After one of our gigs, there was a man, and you know, crazy, and he had a wife, and they had a truck, and on the truck was a bunch of puppies, and he's just like, hey, we want you to play at this benefit. But then some guy comes over and he's just like, this guy, we're gonna get him checked out by the police because apparently he's a creep, and she touched all of us, like.
And that's why we changed your radio.
And that's when we realized music touches us more than she did.
It was a competition kind of thing at in a pub in downtown Aurora. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I know there were maybe 10 or 12 bands maybe that were competing for prize money and recording time. And so at the point that we got into this competition, we had kind of been playing around for a while, so I think we had become a little too comfortable with where we were. So up to that point, we didn't, you know, we knew we had this gig coming up, and we probably didn't practice for a solid 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even a month. Yeah, we got to that gig, and we, you know, we played the first, like, it was probably like from the first note of the first song, we all like looked at each other like, we don't even know what we're doing right now.
So once we actually started playing gigs under this promoter, that was a big changing point, because before, when we had just been playing and practicing at each other's houses and whatnot, now we were actually, it was our job to entertain an audience.
Some of us have so much experience, some of us have so little, but the idea is that we can come together and we can, I need to stop saying that, we can get together and just make music.
You know, there's so much talent in Naperville, like in Equal alone, you know, it's like a school with however many Grammys for a musical performance, and it's like you'd think with all that there'd be like a more appreciative musical scene here in Naperville, but it's like for all the gigs that we do, you have to travel outside of, I mean, I guess there's like Frankie's Blue Room or whatever it is in downtown Naperville, but I mean besides that, there's no like place here in Naperville that I know of that regularly gigs, you know, up and coming or like new musicians.
What makes it enjoyable, what makes it worth it, is that you're playing it with people or being listened to. And in Naperville, in Nequa, you have so much talent, and just it's so many people in such a small like area that, I mean, we have to be like connected and by something.
There's like a local blues band even, there's metal bands, we're more of a alternative rock band, I suppose, but we're all doing the same thing just for our love of music.
I think if anything, we kind of embody the idea that like anyone can sing, anyone can make music.
I guess what keeps me doing this is how it's easy to view recorded bands as like professionals, and you couldn't ever do anything like they're doing, but really they all started out at this same point.
Security is the word that comes to mind. Just the idea that like I have friends and I can prove it to people by the videos we put on YouTube and Facebook. A little bit more serious, that I do have friends, that we are friends and we can make music and come together.
And it's just really neat to know that there are other people our age doing what we're doing, and there's younger bands and older bands, and just through music we all share that bond, I guess.
Like the fact that I had to drop taking saxophone or like band through school is like, being in this band also, it just gives me another outlet to like play music, and it's like a lot. It's like a different kind of like music than like band. It's like way less structured. It's more like chill and you can do what you want, and I feel like that's, I don't know, it's fun. When it comes out, it's just fun. It's fun to do. It's a fun group of guys. Performing is fun, and making music, like creating the music, it's like a sense of pride, a sense of joy.